Hello y'all, welcome back. Today I am going to be wrapping gifts and answering questions that you guys submitted in my Instagram poll. If you're not following my Instagram, I will pop it up on the screen, but also link it down in the description box. You should go follow it. But today I am going to be wrapping all of the Christmas gifts that I bought except for two. Two haven't come in yet, but I can't do anything about that, so I am just going to wrap what I have. Let's go ahead and start wrapping. The first question I have is, what is something most people don't know about me? Honestly, I like to first start out with my fun fact, and that is I was actually born with blonde hair. I know, shocking, right? And then something that I want to normalize is switching your major in college. I came in as an allied health major thinking I wanted to be a labor and delivery nurse. I did for a while, for 4 years in high school, and then whenever I actually got into college and started taking classes for it, I decided that that wasn't for me because I was struggling in the first subject of biology. So I decided to change my major, and instead of being an allied health major now, I am a telecommunications and media study major, which that will help me get towards my goals for my career. It also helps me a lot actually with YouTube and learning things about videography and editing and stuff. I do want to say, lucky for me, I realized that I wanted to switch my major in the first semester of college. Not many people can say that they do that. I just completely butchered this right here. Okay. Most advisors don't advise changing your major further on in your college career because it's harder to obtain all of the hours for the degree. All right, first gift done. Okay, so the next question is, who's your favorite music artist? I have a lot of favorite musical artists ranging from different genres. So I'm gonna go with my top 5 right now. Taylor Swift, Selena Gomez, Gracie Abrams, Brandon Lake, who is a Christian artist, and Morgan Wallen, who is a country artist. I don't know. I just really like those artists. All right, second one done. The next question is, what are your hobbies? Well, for one, videography and editing. I'm not a professional at it yet. I will hope to be one day. YouTube has definitely gotten me better at it because I am either always vlogging or always editing. Other hobbies that I enjoy are reading when I have the time to do it. Normally during the semester I don't have the time to do it because I'm busy doing homework, org activities, and editing. I also love to hang out with friends and family. I am an extrovert at heart, but I still need sociability. I need to be around people, which is why I love having roommates now, because my first 2 years of college, I lived alone. Now I'm able to actually see my friends all day, every day, and it's actually really fun. Living alone, I got to be a lot more independent and do things that helped grow me as a person because I had to do everything on my own. But now that I am a junior in college, I much more rather be living with someone because I made friends, and why not live with them? You know what I mean? Because it's actually so much fun. Another thing I like to do are arts and crafts. I love embroidering. I like to do little canvas paintings. I also like to make banners. I picked up making banners this past semester. I also like to play board games and card games. And then the last thing I really like to do is watch TV. Specifically right now, Gilmore Girls. I'm watching that with my boyfriend, and I'm on a Gilmore Girl kick. I have seen all of it. He's not seen any of it. We're on season 3, I think now. I won't spoil anything if y'all haven't seen it, but it's definitely a good show. It's a good comfort show, so y'all should go watch it. Okay, so the next question on the list is, what is your favorite Christmas movie? Again, I don't really have favorites. My top 3 would probably be The Polar Express for sure. That's a classic. I also really like A Christmas Carol, the one with Scrooge and the past, present, and future spirits that come and visit him. And then I also really like the Santa Clauses trilogy with Tom Allen, I think that's his name. But yeah, so those are my top 3 favorite Christmas movies. Let me know what y'all favorites are down in the comment section. Okay, sorry if it got a little darker. I had to close the window blinds because my dad is currently painting the eaves on the house and I'm wrapping his gift right now. So to avoid him knowing what his gift is, I have a little less lighting at the moment. I cut it too short. It's not gonna happen. I'll just cut another piece. All right, hopefully this will be enough. I'll go ahead and ask another question because this is taking me so long. What are my plans after college? That's a great question. I have a lot of different plans that are kind of all over the place, but also very specific. Well, I'm getting a degree in telecommunications and media studies. I'm also getting a minor in business. And then I am also getting a certification in social media. Then after I graduate from undergrad, I'm going to take online courses at A&M to obtain a entrepreneurship certification, which is only offered to grad students. So that's why I'm not doing it now. So I'll have to come back in the summer and take those courses. If I end up moving back home or elsewhere, I can take the courses online because they're also offered online. So I can take the entire certification online. That's one thing I like to do after college is come back and get my entrepreneurship certification. Another thing I would like to do after college is start working in either social media marketing or brand management. I would also like to make YouTube a full-time career, but we'll see how well I'm doing when I get to that point in time. Another thing I would like to do after college is more relational wise. I would like to get married, of course depending on financial circumstances at that time, but hopefully I could get married in the fall after I graduate with my degree and finish the entrepreneurship education. Where I live will also depend on if I'm getting married. If I don't end up getting married, then I will live at home or live with one of my roommates slash best friend, Natalie, while she goes to PA school. If I end up getting married, then I will probably move to Houston, which is where Tyler will be doing most of his work. Some aspirations that I have for myself is, these are like long-term goals, is to like move to Montana first off. I love nature. I want to be surrounded by mountains all day, every day of my life. And I also love the snow. It doesn't snow here in Texas, and I'm quite aggravated with that because we reach snowable degrees, but it just never happens. Mom likes to say it's because of the humidity. I like to say because Texas weather hates me. If I ever move up to Montana, even if I don't move up to Montana, I also have goals to open my own coffee shop. I would like to open one here in my hometown just because we don't really have that here, and I always wanted that as like a student in high school, wanting a place to do homework and stuff instead of having to drive to the nearest city, which is like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, maybe even 30 minutes depending on where you live. But then also I like to open one up in Montana if I ever do move there. And then I would also like to start my own clothing brand. I love fashion and I like to think that I somewhat know what I'm doing when it comes to styling things. Those are just two things that I would like to do in the future. And another thing is that I also would love to have like a job or a career that allows me to travel, because I love to travel. Quite honestly don't know what I would do without travel. That's definitely one thing or one reason I'm determined to have a career that allows me to, one, afford travel, but also work while traveling. Okay, moving on to the next question. How was my study abroad? Well, thank you for asking. Y'all don't know. Well, if you follow my Instagram account, you will know, because I do have some posts and some story highlights of my time at my study abroad this summer. This summer I went to Bonn, Germany, which is a city 30 minutes away from Cologne, which is in the western part of Germany. I lived there for 6 weeks. Well, about five weeks. I had a homestay where they gave us food, you know, a place to stay. During my time there, I took some courses to finish out my foreign language credits at A&M. I was taking German, so I was learning the German language. I'm not fluent whatsoever, I'm definitely still at the beginner level, but it was definitely a really fun time, I have to say. I got to visit and took tours around several different places. I'll pop up the number of places on the screen. Some of them were in Western Germany, some were in Eastern Germany. I know the last two places we visited were Dresden and Berlin, which that was a really fun time. But Bonn is where I stayed the most of my study abroad. It's like a smaller town. I mean, it's still pretty big. It's not like the big cities like Cologne and Dresden and Berlin, but I really enjoyed it. I got to make a lot of good memories with friends. Also, while I was in Germany, I was able to take a side quest to Paris, because Paris was only about maybe 6 hours, 5 hours, 4 hours, 3 hours. I don't remember. Paris was pretty close by train. So some friends and I were able to go to Paris, which I really enjoyed that because that's a place I've always wanted to go. My brother took his study abroad in Paris, so ever since he went, I was like, I gotta go. So I was able to go and I had a really great time. I honestly really loved Paris. I would love to go back again one day. I cried when I saw the Eiffel Tower for the first time. It was amazing. So definitely worth going. But yeah, I spent a lot of time in Germany, 6 weeks to be exact, and I wouldn't have traded it for the world, to be honest. It was a great experience, a lot of life lessons learned for sure. Definitely changed the way I view things. They're very like natural and very heavy on like recycling and whatnot, and I wish the United States was more into that. But now, instead of using like plastic bags, I use canvas bags to go grocery shopping. I stopped using K-Pods for my Keurig and started buying ground coffee and a reusable Keurig pod to make coffee in the morning. Before going to Germany, I used reusable water bottles and I still stand by that. I have a Brita. Just things like that. And also like Being immersed in a culture that is different than yours, I very much loved that. It was definitely an experience for sure, and like I said, I wouldn't trade it for the world. I actually genuinely miss Germany and going to Paris and everything, so highly recommend if you have the option to take a study abroad. I would definitely do it. Also, let me know if y'all want to hear more about my study abroad story. I will definitely talk about it and show y'all videos and pictures and whatnot that I took while on my study abroad. I will definitely make another video for that if that is something y'all are interested in. Okay, moving on to the next question. Do I have any New Year's resolutions? Well, yes I do. It's always my New Year's resolution to better taking care of myself. I don't have the best sleep schedule. I am definitely a night owl for sure. I get a lot of my stuff done during the night. I'm very productive at night, but it's not the best for my sleep schedule because I do have to still get up in the morning for classes, especially during the semester. So one of my goals is bettering my sleep schedule. Also just overall taking better care of my health, you know, working out a lot more. I kind of slacked on that this semester. So mainly just that. I do actually eat relatively healthy, so that's not something I am too worried about health-wise, but definitely working out a lot more, yeah. So the next question is, what is my style? I'm assuming you mean clothing style, like fashion? Honestly, I am in the transitioning phase, moving from like patterns and floral designs into like neutrals and basics. I think there's a time and place for patterns, and I would like more neutral and basic colors and pieces to pair with, you know, those patterns on days that it calls for it. To continue on with the style question, I also really like sweaters, pantsuits. I like to be a skirt girly, but I just feel like they don't look good on me. Longer skirts look better on me than shorter skirts. At least that's just how I think. Moving on to the next question. What am I wearing to Christmas this year? That is a great question. I want to wear a red sweater, but it's also supposed to be hot. So right now the plan is to wear a red sweater and black jeans with maybe my high top Nike blazers. I definitely forced this gift to fit in a small box, but I didn't really have a medium-sized box. Moving on to the next question. What is my favorite thing about Christmas? Well, one, my favorite thing about Christmas is that it's celebrating Jesus' birth and the celebration of his life. And then a holiday take, I truly believe that Christmas brings the best out of people, and there's a lot of reconciliation and just a lot of love and joy when it comes to Christmas time, and that is what I love about Christmas. Moving on to the next question, who am I closest to? If you're talking about family-wise, I definitely say my mom is who I'm closest to. If you're talking about friend or relational-wise, obviously my boyfriend and then my best friend Natalie. They basically know everything about me. They still love me for me and will always continue to love me for me, and that's what's really special about people who aren't in your family and who live and they love you, is that it's a choice. In a family circumstance, it's like you also kind of have to love your person because they're related to you. But when it comes to like people you meet, it's truly a choice on them choosing to be in your life and you choosing to be in their lives and loving them as a person, despite everything that they might do. So that is who I'm closest to. My mom, my boyfriend, and my best friend. Who are your creative inspirations when it comes to YouTube? For sure, Brooklyn and Bailey. They're my favorite YouTubers, and I love the way that they edit and like are very creative with their videos. I strive to be that way one day. The last question is, if you could vacation to any wintry place for Christmas, where would it be and why? Honestly, I would say Lucerne, Switzerland. It is like a Disney fairy tale, and it's very snowy, and it's just like, it just looks so beautiful and very expensive, might I add. But, you know, if we're talking about unrealistic, probably in this lifetime, then Lucerne, Switzerland. Another place I would like to visit is like Stockholm, Sweden, but that's also another very expensive place, but you could see the aurora lights and just all that fun jazz. I did say that was the last question, but I do have a statement, which is show us your favorite Christmas ornament. So let me show you my favorite Christmas ornament, and then we will wrap up the video. Okay, I definitely have to be biased here and choose the A&M Howdy, but I also just really love the colors and the style of the ornament. If we're talking about personal, I would say my favorite Christmas ornament is, I'd have to say this baby picture of me. Again, being biased, but you know, she cute. I hope you enjoyed my wrapping vlog, and I'm just super overall excited to give the gifts that I have got this year for people. And yeah, but thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.